Where there is ruin, there is hope for treasure. What hurts you actually blesses you, and darkness is your candle. And this is a quote by Rumi. What do we have at the foundation of the reading? Six of Swords, Aquarius energy at the foundation of the reading. A lot of you are being targeted right now because of the truth you carry and the work that you do. You've chosen peace and focused on your purpose for a long time now. And while you've been focused on your path, the enemy, whoever that is for you, has been devising a plan to weaponize your sense of justice, turning your reasonable reactions into chaos. I feel that you've gotten to the point in your life on your journey where you're fed up, you've had enough. You're truly starting to see that everything that you always sensed about these individuals that you were once surrounded by is absolutely 100% true. Everything you always felt intuitively is coming to pass. I also heard before the reading that there's a 7.5-year cycle that is ending for a lot of you. Now, it could be different than this, but this is the main one that I was picking up on. So think about where you were right around late 2017. There's some events that took place back then that I feel are resurfacing now, which is interesting because we're in this Venus retrograde. So for some of you, this is going to have to do with family dynamics. It could have to do with an ex that caused a lot of hurt and pain for you. Quite possibly this person was what triggered you into your awakening to begin with. But the way this Venus retrograde is showing up is much different than we've seen before. It's like things returning from the past, but they're not like they used to be. And I'm hearing Pet Sematary, right? So for those of you who haven't seen the movie Pet Sematary, the family's pet passes away, so they go and bury it on this, I think it's like an Indian burial ground, and the pet comes back to life, but it's possessed, it's deeply haunted, and creates a lot of chaos in these individuals' lives. Now, this is what I'm getting here in regards to whoever this is coming back. There's something that has taken a hold of this person, of these people, but it was always there. You just never were able to see it in its fullest capacity because you were so close to this energy. It took you moving away from it, Six of Swords at the foundation, to begin to get a wider perspective on what it was you were actually dealing with the entire time. A lot of you are in your purpose or you're heading in this direction, and you need to know, if you don't already, that this is not a smooth path. This is not a peaceful road that you take. It's bumpy, and there's individuals on the sidelines that don't like this for you. They don't want this. They can't have it because of everything that it spotlights inside of them that is completely broken and unhealed. So they throw tomatoes from the sidelines. They mock you. They stalk you. They harass you. They make up lies about you. But all I can tell you is that if you are truly focused on what it is that you know you were sent here to do, and you were walking on the path that the divine has willed for your life, this is all just more confirmation. It's a kind of validation. Being attacked to this capacity is the clearest form of confirmation that you're right where you need to be. You're in your allocated position in this universe. You need to stay grounded in your power and keep your mind sharp and your heart strong. Every time you hold firm against the lies, the harassment, or whatever it may be that they are campaigning against you, the web of lies continues to unravel. The further you go, the more you realize that you were actually built for this, and they also know this. Your strength has become completely undeniable, and no manipulation can erase what you've already overcome. You need to keep trusting yourself and the path you're on. You've actually already proven that your power is greater than this darkness that they keep trying to pull you into. I mean, it's completely laughable at this point. But this is all a part of it. This is your rite of passage. You're moving forward beyond the pain of the past and these situations. And this alone shakes the very foundation that all of these individuals have constructed the false reality that they find themselves living inside of at this current moment. 5 of Wands, Leo energy on the bottom of the deck. 10 of Wands, 7 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So these individuals are burdened by your rise. That's very clear here. And they're still trying to devise plans, although I feel that they're fighting amongst themselves. And these messages for the past 3 readings have been very similar. They're all bridging together. It's like they're different sides of the same story. What do we have at the sacral, please? And there it is, 10 of Wands, Sag energy at the sacral. So this is right on point with what I'm picking up here. Your rise is their downfall, because there's a lot connected to this. I feel that there's a tremendous amount of exposure that has to come with this level up that you're having. Now, what I mean by this is, as you're stepping into your power, you're aligning with your true north and you're on your path, doing what you came here to do, Spirit starts exposing things to you. Spirit puts little clues on your path and slowly starts to unveil the truth. And because you've been on this path now for a while, there's a lot of truth that has been revealed to you. It's shocking. A number of you have just been holding on to this, haven't been acting on it, just letting it accumulate. But now it's gotten to the point where it's boiled over. And the next part of your journey is requiring that you close out this cycle once and for all by speaking your truth, by letting them know that you know, however that shows up for you. I'm also hearing something about these individuals trying to twist reality as a means to gaslight you into stopping your forward momentum. This is just a completely futile effort. I think they're used to an old version of you, maybe a version of you that once listened to them, which suggests that it could be individuals that were once authority in your life, older family members, people that you entrusted to show you the way or to protect you, only to realize that these individuals are past life mortal enemies that were incarnated as these individuals in this life cycle, because I'm hearing that this was the only way that the divine knew you would be able to take them down. Wow, I just got a ringing in my ear when I said this. Okay, so there's messages coming through right now. I'm just trying to compartmentalize what I'm getting so I can articulate this correctly. But what it is here that I'm getting, the divine incarnated you into this life cycle. Say you had an enemy in a past life. In this life cycle, maybe they're your parents or they're your siblings. And Spirit needed you to take these people down. And the only way that you were going to be able to do this successfully was by having them incarnated with you in this life cycle as these very tight-knit family members. I just heard you needed to fly close to the flame to be able to put it out. Wow, that really says it all. What do we have? The solar plexus. High Priestess, Pisces energy at the solar plexus, confirming what I just said about these individuals trying to distort the way you perceive your reality, right? These layered forms of gaslighting to make you feel like you're losing your mind. High Priestess in reverse is an energy that is basically trying to block or disrupt your connection to source and your higher self. And it's right there at the solar plexus. So this is actually your superpower, your intuition, your connection to source, as it should be. That is all of our superpower. But unfortunately, most people don't realize that. I feel that a lot of you who are listening to this reading right now are very aware of this, though. You know, we see these movies about these kinds of superheroes, right? People with these supernatural powers, like the X-Men. And although these movies are fantasy, the way this shows up in real life is in people like you, your intuition. And we all have slightly different gifts than the next. Your intuition may see you harnessing different skills, different gifts that you have than, say, the next person. But having said all of this, you need to nurture this, especially now. It's very important that you're keeping this channel very clear and very open and not allowing these outside distractions to create blockages that cause you to doubt yourself. It's very easy for them to do this. All it takes is for you to engage in an extended period of time, and then all of a sudden you just start feeling more and more disconnected from source, which causes you to second guess yourself. So you need to find a very happy balance between how you move in the material world and the connection you keep with spirit. You have to be taking time out to commune with source. We have a lot going on astrologically right now. We are preparing to have this eclipse with this full blood moon. Venus is in retrograde. Mercury is getting ready to go into retrograde again. And there's a lot of energies that are being exposed. A lot of truths are being unearthed. Things that have been buried for years. But you can navigate this with flying colors as long as you keep yourself calibrated to source. Don't allow any of these distractions to pull you down off your metaphorical throne. You stay right where you're at. You're being bombarded right now with these distractions, these energies coming from every different angle. But as long as you're aware of this, you have nothing to worry about. These people are grasping at straws. They know it's over for them. They know it's just a matter of time now. The more they try and come against you, the more they just expose themselves. They're throwing Hail Marys at this point. You've made it too far. They just weren't expecting this. It's shocking to them. And I'm hearing something about individuals that came before you that tried to break these chains, these karmic shackles, this generational karma. Maybe other people in your family tried and gave up or were defeated, but not you. You've crossed a boundary that no one else has ever crossed. You're in a territory where they can't even touch you. These people are betting on you being this person you once were. They could be trying to use some sort of manipulative emotional tactics to tug at your heartstrings. Maybe they're targeting insecurities that you once had, or maybe they're going for things that were once deemed weaknesses. However, the interesting thing is here, I just heard they were never weaknesses. I just feel that a lot of you are highly empathetic people, and before you stepped into your power, people took advantage of this. I mean, this is the path of every empath. You go through this. It's how you actually wake up to the fact that you have these gifts. People aren't born into families that help them to nurture these things. If you are, you're probably not listening to this reading right now, because these readings are for people who are trying to navigate the storms. These people do this because they're jealous, they're bitter, they're hateful. A lot of these people are complete cowards that use these alternate means to form weapons against you. High Priestess in reverse. These people could most definitely be using some sort of energy manipulation and black magic, word witchery. I'm picking up on substance abuse here as well. A lot of these people weren't strong enough to release these things from their life. This is why they're not elevating. This is why they're staying exactly where they are, or they're de-evolving. Yeah, and I just heard something about these people having a monkey on their back, right? So I feel that a number of these individuals do, in fact, have some sort of addiction, something that they're using to numb themselves. And I have an owl on my property. He's been hooting since I started the reading, but he showed up for all of you today. And I feel the reason for this is because of how truly close you are to Spirit at this time. Spirit is speaking to you through Mother Nature, through the animals. I'm also hearing that if you're feeling a bit uneasy or a bit out of balance, or you're just feeling anxious, get out in nature. Get into an area where you can just listen to the wind and you can actually get away from the noise. It should be quiet enough to where you can hear the birds in the sky and the wind blowing. Yeah, wow. 8 of Swords, 10 of Wands again, 5 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Yeah, I'm picking up on a lot of substance abuse here. I just heard something. The throwing Hail Marys from a drugged out, drunken haze. It's like doing things when you're completely intoxicated and then waking up the next day and remembering what you did, remembering what you said, and just having this deep feeling of regret. It's like that is every day for these people. What do we have at the heart, please? Ace of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the heart, the complete opposite of what I'm picking up from them. Ace of Swords is all about mental clarity, so your mind is sharp. Your heart is strong. I mentioned that earlier on in the reading as well. They're trying to disrupt your mission because you're tapped into something real. Your truth is threatening the false narratives that they've built their lives on, period. Think about how much work they have put into weaving these webs of lies. The lies that they can't even keep up with anymore. These people don't even know what they're saying from one day to the next. Their entire reality is crumbling. And you also have to understand that you're not just dealing with individuals, you're confronting an energy. This energy thrives in deception and confusion. It thrives in chaos. It's a kind of principality. And this is what happens to people that have a path like you. This is what you have to come up against. You soon realize that a lot of the people that you grew up around, a lot of the people that were around you from the moment of inception are cursed because they live their life in a way that honors the opposite of what you came here to do. You are a soldier of the light. They are a soldier of the dark, however you want to put that. But you've proven that you can outlast any weapons that they form against you. You keep getting up. All the work that you've been doing on yourself to heal and strengthen your spirit has prepared you for all of this. And you know it. Everything is starting to crystallize. These tactics were all designed to exhaust you before the truth fully emerged, but it's too late now. The truth is here. And boy, is it loud. See, they're waiting to see what your next move is. Every single day of their life is spent wondering what you're going to do next, having to look over their shoulder. I just saw somebody in my mind's eye, parting their blinds and looking out their window, probably high and strung out on drugs, completely paranoid, not knowing what's going to come for them. But they should know what's coming for them, everything that they sent to you, because it sure as hell didn't hit you. Your vibration's too high. It wasn't able to stick to you. See, the only way that any sort of black magic or energy manipulation can work against you is if your vibration's low. That's why they'll try and do things to mess with your confidence, to try and get in your head, to lower your vibration as a means to attack your own self-confidence. See, they need you to hate yourself. They need you to be a victim. And see, here's the thing. People can form weapons against you or take actions towards you, which automatically makes you a victim. But there's a big difference than being a person that was victimized by another individual and still standing in your power and pushing forward, and an individual who is a victim and succumbing to the attacks. See, they're trying to convince you that you're the latter. They're trying to get in your head is really what it comes down to. Right on the bottom of the deck, the devil. So you've broken free from this energy. You've reclaimed your power. And now the devil is tightening his grip around these individuals' necks. They failed him. They weren't able to accomplish the mission by destroying your life and knocking you off your path. What do we have at the throat? Wow, perfect. They weren't able to knock you off your path is exactly right. The magician at the throat. So here we are, seeing very clearly now that you are in your purpose. You're turning your visions into reality. Right here. You're wielding the sword. You have all the elements. Water, fire, earth, and air. This is the space that no one else before you was able to make it to. That's why you were tasked with doing this, because the divine knew that you could pull this off, and you're doing it, or you're about to. I'm also hearing that this last leg of the mission, which you guys are on right now, this is always going to be the hardest one, because you're on the outskirts. You're in this sort of outer territory that no one has ever made it to before. Think about it like you're on the border of hell, and you're getting ready to escape. But it all has to do with your own reality with these individuals. You're essentially escaping the matrix. You're escaping the lie once and for all. And this isn't to say that you hadn't already escaped it previous to this, but a lot of the times when we remove ourselves from situations, there's still a little bit of self-doubt that lingers around. As time goes on, like I mentioned, these truths are revealed to you in increments to let you know that yes, you were right. But now where you've gotten to, everything is crystal clear. It's all on display. There's not much that I feel you're second guessing or wondering about anymore. I think you're truly starting to have full faith that what you have been sensing intuitively was always correct. Moving forward, this empowers you in a way that you have never been before, because you start to trust your own superpower more and more, which allows you to reprogram your reality in a way that is most beneficial to you and your path moving forward. In other words, you're completely unstoppable now. What do we have for the third eye? Ten of Cups. Pisces energy at the third eye. Perfect. This is where you're going. After everything you have been through, happiness, harmony, and contentment is to be yours by divine rights. You have worked too hard. You've gone through too much not to be able to experience this. Ten of Cups is one of the most high vibrational, happy cards in the tarot. You see, life is all made up of different experiences, as you all know, but we're not to stay in each experience for an extended period of time. We're here to gather wisdom. And when you've done your time in a cycle and you've learned everything that you need to from that particular chapter in your life, the divine wants to move you on to something else so you can gather new, fresh wisdom. So for you, struggle is not something that you need to experience anymore. You don't need to go through all of this spiritual battle in this capacity. Yes, we are all facing it by default because that's what this life is all about, but not in this way. It's different now. In this new timeline where you're going, you're fully aware of who you are, your spiritual ranking, and the power that you hold from within. This is much different than from the person you once were, feeling like you were unseen and that there was nothing significant about you, to now being an energy where you realize that you're incredibly significant and that the universe has been guiding you this entire time. They just needed you to see what they always saw in you. And I can confirm from my own experience that this is very real. Sometimes I think back to that version of myself before I knew what I knew now. And it makes me sad because I wish I could just go back and tell that version of me that the things that I feel, the things that I sense are real, that it's not a fantasy or in my mind. What do we have with the crown? Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the crown. And I just heard very clearly that Spirit says that you can slow down a bit now and enjoy the journey. They want you to enjoy the building of your new life, of your new reality. They also want to teach you how to help guide others who may be going through similar difficulties on their path. Knight of Pentacles is a very methodical, very hardworking kind of energy. And it's telling me that Spirit isn't just handing you your blessings on a silver platter. No, it's much better than that. Spirit is showing you how to build all this yourself, which is what it's really about. This is real. This is grounded in reality. Because when you build it all yourself, you have a hand in building the foundation, the integrity of what it is you're putting together here. This can't be shaken. See, this is one of these times when the example between the devil giving you everything you want instantly, but it not really ever being yours, and of course you not knowing the integrity of the foundation, and the divine showing you how to do all this yourself takes longer to do this. It's all about the journey. But what I have personally witnessed in my own life is that if you take the path that the divine wants you to take, which is longer, but it's done right, by the time you get to where you need to get to, right? By the time you complete the task at hand, whatever that looks like for you, those other individuals that took the shortcut have already lost it all, and they're having to start from square one. And there's always an example of this for individuals like you. When you're building something great, there are always those people, those examples that you're shown of the people who did it all wrong, the people who didn't build on a sound foundation. These are the individuals that have no integrity. They have no heart. See, the devil, he'll sell them that dream, but he doesn't like them. The devil despises those people. The devil just tricks them. They're a ready sacrifice, and there's nothing more than he loves to humiliate them. We all know that misery loves company. This is the devil's whole motto, the crabs in the barrel mentality. Narcissists aren't friends with other narcissists. Eventually, they turn on each other. Narcissists are just a bunch of lonely people that come together for one mission in mind, to take you down. But make no mistake that when they fail at that mission, the weapons they formed against you, they turn on each other. What do we have at the foundation, please? There he is. Look who decided to show up to the party. The devil. He heard us calling his name, Moloch, right there at the foundation, right underneath the Six of Swords. It's almost like the devil is waving to you. See, a chosen one, I always knew that you had heart. Says right there, tricks mortals into being bound, right? Makes one worse off than ever before. How's that to follow up everything I just said? So we saw the devil already from one of the other decks, and now we're seeing it come out here from this deck. So there is definitely this energy of you breaking free and reclaiming your power. I'm seeing somebody in my mind's eye clawing their own skin. It just gives the feeling that your enemies here, whoever this is for you, could be a multitude of people, are struggling inside their own skin. This could also be due to the substance abuse that a lot of these people are probably engaged in, or their mental faculties have just gotten so bad that they can't even really make sense of their own reality anymore, because the reality that they thought they were living in, they're starting to realize is completely shattering in the wake of your eyes. These people thrive on division and control, feeding off the pain they create. These people viewed you not as a loved one, but as a pawn, someone to try and outshine. These are the same people that fuel the drama while playing the helpless victim. And they're also twisting a lot of truth here right now to try and dodge accountability. It's like they've weaved these lies to try and maintain their twisted reality. And it's become incredibly extreme, the things that they're coming up with. Nobody believes this. Everybody can see through it except for them. See, what they're in danger of more than anything else that may be coming for them is getting to the point where they actually believe their own lies. They construct a false reality, and then they actually believe it and live inside of it. And by default, in this false reality that they construct for themselves, they think that everybody else will believe it too. They can't even see how other people are perceiving them. No matter how hard they try to control the narrative, these people's fate is completely sealed. In the end, these people are going to end up alone and bitter and forgotten by the very people they once tormented. You. I just heard the devil has them now. Keep pushing forward. What do we have? The sacral, please. 10 of Swords. Right underneath that 10 of Wands. Wow. Gemini energy. Their fate is sealed is exactly right. People tried to sacrifice you. These people stabbed you in the back when you didn't know any better. All in the shadows. Creating endings and losses for you without you even being aware of it. Now, this could be speaking of a time since past that maybe you're beginning to get some clarity around now. You're starting to think about your life as a whole and when these people were in it and how that influence might have impacted opportunities for you, or just your overall sense of self and confidence. You know, we're the sum of the 5 closest people to us. This is very true. This is why when you're unsure, it's better to take that path alone and see how your life improves, see how you feel, then make some decisions about who you would like to let back in or not. But I guarantee you, you will never know yourself better than when you walk that path alone for a time. We all need to do this at some point in our lives. It's incredibly important. Can't think about anything more frightening than getting to the end of your life and realizing that you don't even really know yourself. It's very hard to truly find yourself or come to know yourself until you can shut out all of that outside noise so you can just focus on your connection to source. That's when you truly begin to find out who you are. And see, that's the thing. They don't want you to do that. That's why they keep on creating this chaos around you. So you're too distracted. Sometimes you just have to go away for a while, work on yourself, get to know yourself, strengthen yourself, get on your path. And then if need be further down the track, if you need to face off with these energies, no chaos, no noise that they send your way will have any effect on you because you would have already found yourself. And in some cases, the mere presence of how much you have changed is all that's needed to defeat these individuals anyway. They flee at the mere sight or presence of you. They can't stand it. Your light is too bright. So these individuals are getting everything that they've always wanted. Problem here is they didn't stop to think that everything that they were putting out into the universe is what was programming their reality, telling the universe that that's what they want for themselves. In other words, they throw these weapons at you. They're telling the universe that that's actually what they want for themselves. The way you move in your everyday waking life is exactly what the universe is going to amplify more of into your everyday waking life, period. This is Manifestation 101. Source, Spirit, sees everything that all of us do. It's the electricity, it's the energy between all of us. We program it with the way we move. So all you have to do is look at these people's lives, look how pathetic they are, to know that that's what they have been programming into their reality this entire time. You don't know this by default. From the moment of inception, you have to live some life to realize, oh, wait a second, I need to do some work on myself, because it seems to me that until I do this, I'm going to keep getting more of what I don't want. Then you start to do the work and you truly realize how powerful you are. You understand what you have access to if you're willing to put the work in. It's really not rocket science. The human condition wants to confuse this, but life can be a lot easier if we just understand the basics of how manifestation truly works. You need to become the vibrational match to that which you desire by the way you move in your everyday waking life. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Seven of Pentacles, Navarius. See, these individuals have spent all of this time coveting what is yours. See how this crow is sitting on this urn of ashes? Whenever I see this card, it makes me think about the ashes that you rise up out of, right? Like the phoenix. And here they are sitting on this before you were any wiser, before you knew about this. It's like they always knew that you were destined for greatness. And instead of just supporting you and loving you and nurturing you and helping you, they wanted to keep this from you. But what you've learned throughout all of this is that rock bottom isn't the worst point in your life. It's actually the opportunity to change. And I feel that a lot of you have faced what has felt like the worst points in your life many times, but eventually you have to realize that you're approaching rock bottom the wrong way. See, rock bottom isn't a form of punishment. It's actually a spiritual lifeline, a raft to guide you to shore. So, simply put, you can hit rock bottom time and time again and feel like the universe is punishing you, that the universe is working against you, that nothing ever works out for you. But I'm telling you right now, that rock bottom is where you find that secret passage doorway to your rise. Think about it. When you're at the lowest point that you can go, there's only one other way to go, directly up. So you need to figure out how to launch yourself off of that rock bottom. It takes tremendous strength to do this, but you can do it. And a lot of you have just now started to figure this out. See, these individuals, they wanted you to stay on rock bottom. They didn't want you to find that guiding light, that helping hand, that spiritual lifeline, that raft that guides you to shore, the shore that turns out to be a better life, the one you didn't even know existed, the shore to an island where your old life isn't welcome. And now, lo and behold, your life just works. The divine is leaving a lot of you breadcrumbs right now. There's a lot of signs that you need to start following. None of this is by coincidence. If you know you have something to offer the world, it's proof that you have a greater calling. You need to be very wary of those who are trying to diminish your purpose, okay? Or make you feel like your gift isn't significant. What do we have at the heart, please? Three of Wands, impossible plans, Vool. So this Three of Wands wants you to think that you'll never be able to pull this off. The same energy that's been creating these setbacks for a lifetime. Crabs in a barrel mentality. Instead of boosting you up on their shoulders and helping you get out of the pit, knowing that you'll reach down and pull them up too, they've been working overtime to keep you down in the pit with them. And I just heard that these people don't have dreams. That's a part of the problem here. They don't think that things can be any better than they are. They don't think like you do. A lot of you are able to turn your actual visions into reality. I mean, this is what this Magician card actually means. You speak it and it comes to pass. We all have the ability to do this, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of discipline. There's a lot you have to go through to get to the point where you can do this. And these people would rather stay down in that pit than just start going down that path to figure it out themselves. And then we have the Seven of Cups, a Sheila, Scorpio energy, contemplation. So you're starting to see now how much time these people took from you. And yes, everything does happen in divine timing. But in some of your cases, you're being shown this right now to light the fire up underneath you, as not to waste any more time. The portal's open for you. Your dreams are yours if you want them. But you got to get up and you got to fight for them. You got to go work for them. These people want nothing more than for you to be defined by all of the things you could have been. What do we have at the throat, please? Perfect. High Priestess at the throat, Pisces energy in the upright. We have it in the reverse here. Now we have it in the upright. God, the eternal lasting. Success. So High Priestess stacked with Magician is an incredibly powerful energy because it's telling me that you're co-creating with the divine. The Magician is really representing your ability to actually shape your reality. And the High Priestess is really speaking about your intuition and your spiritual insight as a means to actually pull this off. These two cards together create this kind of harmonious balance of active manifestation. And right here it says, God, the eternal lasting. So I'm getting here the same thing I mentioned with this Knight of Pentacles. What you're building here can't be taken from you. The foundation can't be shaken because the divine is showing you how to build it with your own hands, with your own mind, whatever that looks like for you. In other words, you're not taking a handout. And I'm also hearing for a lot of you, you've gotten to the point in your life where you don't even want it. You want to do it yourself. See, these people, they can't even imagine doing that. They're the kind of individuals that would say to you, why? Why would you want to do it yourself? See, they have this laugh now, cry later kind of mentality, but unfortunately for them, they're crying as we speak. Literally, I'm actually picking up on people crying here. Like I said, they're clawing at their skin. They're uncomfortable in their own physical body. What do we have for the third eye, please? The Tower. Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy at the third eye. Uriel, the fire of God. Disruption, warns of disasters, aids, and transformation. So I've mentioned a couple of times throughout the reading about Spirit giving you little pieces of information, increments to what may have happened to you. You're starting to put things together now. Everything is starting to kind of crystallize. And that's what I'm getting here with this Tower, right? It's like he's gotten the memo, right? He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I was right this entire time. And it's interesting how it's right underneath this Ten of Cups, which speaks about this very harmonious, happy kind of energy. It's like you're in your new life, right? You're just kind of sitting out there by the bonfire, right? With your loved ones, right? Your soul tribe, your new soul tribe. And you're thinking, you're like, wait a second. You're kind of putting pieces together. This happens to me all the time. And it actually happens to me when I'm really happy. All of a sudden, something will come through because Spirit knows that in that vibration, in that mental state that I'm in, I can't be shaken, right? I'm prepared for the truth is really what it comes down to. Because in a lot of cases, what you've been through here, it's so extreme that it can have a real impact on the way you perceive your reality. It can change the very fabric by which you interface with life. And you've got to be in the right headspace. You know, that's why a lot of the times you'll be guided just to really focus on your path, change your circumstances, get away from whatever it is you're trying to get away from and improve your life. And then truths will come to you. You know, people want all the truth now, but you wouldn't be able to handle it in the mental state you're in if you're still dealing with these situations. And in a lot of cases, it can be more self-sabotaging than anything because maybe if you're still around these people, you'll act out. So it comes when you're ready for it. But as long as you focus on your path and just pushing forward, by the time it does come to you, you're in such a good place in your life that it doesn't really affect you the way it once would have. You're not as surprised. And then for those of you who may have these truths come to you while these individuals are still forming weapons against you, it just gives you more to work with. This is Spirit telling you that you're ready to have all of the evidence that you need to finally take these people down. All right, what do we have at the crown to close out the reading, please? Perfect. Literally followed everything I just said. 8 of Cups, Pisces energy at the crown to close out the reading. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. Now, this Eight of Cups here is speaking about you withdrawing and moving on from these situations, completely disengaging, and then once you do, the information comes through. Everything is revealed in time. Spirit, the divine, works in this sort of genius kind of patterning that you'll never understand at first, but in time, you'll see why it had to be this way. So in closing, your focus needs to be on pushing forward. You have a tremendous amount of success and blessings coming your way, but it requires you fully disengaging as a means to access all of this in the capacity that has been willed for your life. So don't allow these individuals to take any more from you. Pick yourself up with what you've always known to be true. Trust yourself enough to push forward in power and step into the life that is waiting for you. You are about to embody the highest vibrational version of yourself. But there's a blueprint here that the divine really wants to encourage you to follow that I feel we've laid out here for you. It doesn't need to be as hard as it seems. It's actually much easier. You just need to know where to look for that hidden passage doorway, like we mentioned. Okay, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if this reading resonated with your story and your path, leave a purple heart or a comment down below, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.